Well, hello and welcome to another episode of, I don't know, this old quad, this old motorbike. This is going to be a multitasking episode here, but once again, like every episode of where I'm in the workshop, seems to involve cleaning up the workbench. Got myself a beverage here, and hopefully that'll tie me through a little time of cleaning up the bench here. You can see I've got the quad engine ready to go. All I've got to do in this engine still is set the valve, so I might do that tonight. You can see that's the play there with the cam in the resting position, so not sure what the spec is, but I've got the repair manual there once again to check that out. So we're going to start today by just cleaning crap out of the way. And this is the muffler off the quad, and I should probably show you what I've done to that. You've probably seen it in a previous episode, maybe you haven't seen it yet. You go back and find that. I haven't done a lot of work to this quad other than build the engine yet, because the engine was pooched. I blew a rod bearing, but I welded up the frame, and it just needs to be ground down. I might not even grind that down. Yeah, I'll probably grind it. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not cutting me. So that's good. Oh no! My reverse-y switch. I never realized that was broken. I guess they broke that off when they removed the engine. I've never noticed that before. It's just hanging by the wires. What am I going to do about that? I'll probably have to get another one of these off frickin' eBay. Bought a lot of stuff off this thing for eBay already. The other thing I noticed on the quad the other day, the lower shock mount there, I want to lift the weight up at the back of the bike. You can see there's quite a bit of movement there. I'll try and move it now. Anyway, most of that is the bushing that goes to the bottom of the shock. So it seems. My plan today is I got a can of degreaser at Lordco, and I got some hot water in the sink over there, and hopefully I'm just going to clean it up and then get it ready for paint. You can see I've ground away a couple areas that were rusty, so I'm going to do that to a couple areas that are kind of rustified and clean them up, then take some degreaser to everything. Well, everything here back. I'm not going to touch the front axle yet. That's going to be another job with the pressure washer, and I'm going to worry about getting it running first, but this stuff I can touch up later with a big old can of aluminum paint. But at least the quad's getting somewhere. And yeah, the old motorbike is doing pretty well. It's great. I got these tires on here. You can see I've worn the little tits off the tires already. You can see how I haven't been that brave. We've still got some left there. It's probably going to remain that way. And right here, another thing I picked up from Lordco today is a battery for the quad, because I'm going to need a battery to actually run it, of course. And I think under door number 2, in this saddlebag here, if I can get this open, which I probably can't, inside here we've got a can of degreaser promoter, low VOC. I don't know what VOC is. VOC? VOC is that. Anyway, so I'm going to use that that's what I'm going to use to clean up the frame on the quad. Where she goes. And in eBay news, my bike has this broken side cover here. Oh hey, it's me. Hi. And so to get rid of that, I'm going to put this one on. But I'm actually going to paint that with a can of Flexi Dip. It's like Plasti Dip, but cheaper. And actually available at a store. So I got this at Home Depot for however much I can. It wasn't that bad. It was like $7, $7.99 or something. So I'm going to give that a shot. A little spritz. And I got engine paint too. Does not come in Chevy orange. This is black. And the engine paint is for my engine case. And you can really see, well, I hope you can see how gross this is. Like well, it's still warm from when I rode it home. Well, the block is warm anyway. Yeah, like the paint has actually come off over time, so I'm probably just going to mask off all the areas I don't want to paint. Ooh, that's still really warm there. And give her a spritz with some paint. Oh, this thing is filthy. I still really haven't cleaned this properly, and I'd like to get, this was on there, this burnt exhaust garbage was on there when I bought the bike, so gotta polish that out. And with that Flexi Dip, I'm thinking of hitting the tank and the side cover as well. My only worry is that there's this decal here that's under the clear coat. If I spray over that, it's still going to show through. So I could either tape over it and peel the tape off after I zip it with the Plasti Dip, or just go over it, kind of redneck it. Yeah, there's a lot of swirl marks. The paint isn't great, and it's got a pretty decent scratch in it there. So, but the bike's great. I love riding it. Also, I modified the exhaust. I don't know if I've shown that in the previous video. But, well, actually, here's an idea. How about I show you how loud it is? Alright, the bike might still be warm. I'll use a park choke. And that's the way she goes. So she's pretty snappy in the high revs now, whereas before you could just hear the air sucking through the intake. So a little bit of an improvement there. You probably can't see anything. But anyway, it's probably time to get working here. I'm going to start by doing the bike cover. So I'm going to take this this guy here. I've already roughed up the surface with some Scotch-Brite type pad. It actually had a blemish in the paint right there, which is oddly where I have the crack now. So anyway, should be an improvement. To be less chrome on the bike, but hey, you know what I'm okay. Well, I started by drenching the rear half of the quad in this nice low VOC minge degreaser. You can see it's shiny now. So yeah, ideally I'd fire up a pressure washer and give her a blast, but I ain't got one of those around right now. So I'm probably going to rinse it off with a bucket of water and some soap, and probably give it a little spritz of this. Like so. Bring it outside and rinse it off with a bucket of soap and frickin' water, eh? It's funny, even having liquid on it makes the plastics look so much better. Always buy a vehicle when it's raining. No, just kidding. My dad always says never buy a vehicle when it's raining. And for that reason, you can see the scratches if it's dry. Look at these tires though. They are freaking worn. It's like Grandpa's tractor tires. Anyway, I gotta go. I got some rinsing to do. And once I'm done rinsing, I'm gonna take the wire wheel and make it all nice, and then we're just gonna hit everything with aluminum paint, because I don't care. And there we have it. It's all cleaned up, sort of, kind of. The rest I'll just give a wipe with a rag. You can see I obviously missed a few spots. So I'm gonna wipe that off, then blow dry it. Gotta remove the carburetor too. It's gonna get a good cleaning, and you know, of course I got water on it now, so I'm an idiot. I didn't spray anything on it, but it's just damp on the outside. This is what they call a flat slide, I think. I mean, is this just the choke? Hold on. Uh-oh. Is the choke pullable? So that would be the choke. So I don't know if that's working or not. Apparently I got some fingering out to do. It doesn't really move that butterfly. Let's see which one the throttle lever moves. I'm going to move the throttle lever right now. Oh, that's my throttle. And is this my choke? Could it be? Or is this vacuum operated? No, that's not my choke. Oh, that might be a vacuum driven constant velocity sort of deal. So maybe this choke is just an enrichment rather than an actual choke. Who knows? Because I certainly don't. Well, I got step number 1 completed, and I had this old can of Rust Check rust paint, and I've had a bad experience with this in the past with the Volkswagen. And this one looks like it was produced 2008, April 16th, 2008. So that's some old paint. But anyway, let's hope it dries. If it doesn't, unfortunately I have to wipe all it off. I found with some of these old rust paints that if they've been sitting around for a long time, or maybe been frozen or something, I don't know, they tend to not, it's not that they don't adhere, they don't dry. So anyway, we're going to give this a little testaroo here. Of course I'm an idiot, I didn't just test it out, I just sprayed it everywhere. So I got all the important areas, and the weld is covered up, so let me give this a couple minutes to dry, and then hit it one more time, a second coat. And for this side trim piece for the side of the bike, I've given this 3 coats of Plasti Dip, and it's pretty good. It's good enough for Good enough for the girl I ride with. Just kidding, Susie. A couple scratches. I might give that another. You can see this little mark there. I'm going to give this another coat, maybe even two, because you know what? Paint is cheap. Away she goes. Okay, guys, we got the quad welded, degreased, washed, scrubbed, bristle brushed, sanded. Not really sanded. I used a wire wheel. Cleared up some of the nasty spots in the slum areas here. And this is what we have. It's not painted with a probably too bright of aluminum gloss paint. You can see it's still wet, but you know, I didn't paint the shock because I don't want paint on the shock, because I want to adjust it maybe for my weight, and also on the ceiling side, if it's still sealing. If this shock's even working anymore, it's probably blown up. Probably needs a rebuild. Anyway, so she's getting a little better. I'm going to give it another coat. So that's the back half for now. Then once I get this thing riding, I'll take off the front plastics and remove everything up front and paint the front. But it's pretty much all we're going to do for today. Looks good for now. You can see that's the area I welded up. It was cracked from here to here. This whole pipe actually was over here. Probably from a hard landing, I don't know. Anyway, so that's all for my redneck paint job for today. Yeah, so for now I'm just going to bolt this nice freshly painted, oops, and apparently still soft paint plastic part on the bike. This probably needs to dry overnight, to be honest. I don't know. Oh no, it's fine. I have paint in my hands. I should probably not touch that with silver paint. There we go. So I'm just going to quickly unscrew this cover and pretty much throw it in the garbage. Oh, there's me again. Hi. What's up, girl? And once that's done, we're going to call it a night. Well, I just gave it one more little coat. It just wasn't quite good enough for me because I have high standards. So for today, that's it. So we're going to bolt that trim piece on tomorrow and ride the bike some more because it's supposed to be nice all week here. And for the quad, yeah, it's pretty much one more coat of paint. What I do need to do is sort out some wiring. But believe it or not, that can wait. Some of this is just bunk. Like this was just right. This was ridden like this, just loose connection. So probably didn't start, and they probably gave up on it. And so I need to throw this out. This is just junk. And I painted all my wiring silver because that's the way to do things. So I won't be able to tell wire colors when I go to rewire it. And what's this? Oh, that would be a ground wire. It would appear. So I could pretty much bolt in the new engine, or the rebuilt engine right now. Tinker around to get it running. But I want to get it totally ready for that so I don't have to do any other work. Remove the engine. I don't want to have to pull the engine again. I want to install it, run it, spin the tires off, buy new tires. And so anyway, that's all that's going on in the shop today, kids. Thanks for watching, and subscribe. Give me a comment below as to what you're working on this winter for your projects in your shop, or maybe there's a project you should be getting to but aren't, much like I was. Anyway, thanks.